You know, sometimes an object is pulled from the depths that completely rewrites everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. Well, this is the story of one of those objects. It's a mystery that took over a century to unravel, and what it revealed was a level of technological genius we honestly believed was impossible for that time. For 50 years, this is all anyone saw, just a corroded, calcified lump of bronze. It was a total enigma, pulled from the sea, that just sat silently in a museum. It was a puzzle with its secrets locked away by 2,000 years at the bottom of the ocean. So, the story of this thing doesn't start in a grand tomb or a hidden temple. No, it begins in the wreckage of an ancient ship, where it lay hidden among some of the most beautiful treasures of the Roman world. Okay, so picture this. The year is 1900. A group of sponge divers, completely by accident, stumbles upon this ancient wreck. This kicks off the world's very first underwater excavation, and they're pulling up these magnificent bronze statues. Incredible stuff. Then, in 1901, they bring up this unremarkable lump. A few months later, back in the museum, it just falls apart. And for the very first time, everyone sees the impossible sight hidden inside: the faint, intricate shapes of corroded bronze gears. But can you believe it? Even after seeing hints of machinery, the artifact was pretty much ignored. I mean, when you have these stunning, life-size statues of Greek heroes, this calcified rock just seemed like a footnote. It was a total curiosity, completely overshadowed by all the amazing art it was found with. Now, the journey from being this ignored lump of rock to being called the world's first computer, well, that's a detective story all on its own. And the key to cracking the case wasn't just going to be old-school archaeology. It was going to take a new generation of technology that its creators could never have dreamed of. And right here, this image captures the whole story. On the left, you see the fragile, corroded reality of the mechanism's fragments. But on the right, that's the ghost in the machine, revealed by modern imaging. It's a digital reconstruction of these incredibly complex gear trains, which finally allowed scientists to trace the function of every single tooth. This technological leap was the absolute turning point. They used high-power X-ray tomography, basically a superpowered CT scanner, to peer right through the layers of corrosion and digitally rebuild the gears in 3D. At the same time, they used this amazing technique called polynomial texture mapping. It uses shifting light to bring out faint details on the surface, which let them decipher over 3,000 characters of nearly invisible Greek text. So, after decades of painstaking work, all that data finally gave up the mechanism's true identity. And the revelation, well, it was more profound than anyone had dared to imagine. This was not just some fancy clock, and it wasn't a simple navigational tool. No way. This was the world's first known analog computer, engineered to calculate and display the movements of the heavens with just breathtaking precision. The secret sauce that made this all possible was something called epicyclic gearing. Just imagine one of those spinning teacup rides at a fair. You've got gears turning on bearings that are themselves moving along other gears. It's this super sophisticated arrangement that allowed for really complex calculations, letting the machine model the subtle, weird movements of the planets and moon. And this leads to a pretty staggering thought. After this machine was created, how long do you think it took before technology this advanced, this specific kind of gearing, showed up again in the history books? 1,500 years. It wasn't until the great astronomical clocks of medieval Europe that humanity would again build a machine this complex. 15 centuries. So, okay, we've got the world's first analog computer, with tech that's 1,500 years ahead of its time. The next logical question is, what did it actually compute? The answer is nothing less than a clockwork model of the entire Greek cosmos. This little device was a complete guide to the universe as the Greeks knew it. It tracked the sun and moon, and even the moon's strange wobbly orbit. It predicted eclipses, and get this, the inscriptions even suggest it showed what color the eclipse might be. It tracked the 5 planets you can see with the naked eye, and, as if that weren't enough, it had a calendar for timing big events like the Olympic Games. It was, quite literally, the universe in a box. And so, the puzzle is solved. Based on all the gears they found and the thousands of decoded inscriptions, this is it, the complete Antikythera Mechanism. It's just an object of staggering complexity and an incredible testament to a lost world of genius. But knowing what this thing is does more than just impress us.
it forces us to ask some really profound and frankly deeply unsettling questions about history, about progress, and about what can be lost to time. Derek de Solla Price, he was one of the first researchers to really get how important this thing was, and he captured the shockwave it sent through history perfectly. "It is a bit frightening," he wrote. And it is frightening, right? Because its existence proves just how much brilliant knowledge was completely lost to the ages. Our entire timeline of technological progress had to be redrawn. Before this discovery, the idea that ancient Greeks could engineer something this complex, it would have been considered absurd. But the Antikythera Mechanism is the definitive proof, sitting right there in a museum in Athens, that they absolutely did. And that brings us to the final haunting question. This brilliant technology clearly existed, so where did it go? Was this the only one ever made? Or were there others that were just lost, or maybe melted down for the bronze? Why did this incredible leap in knowledge just vanish for a millennium and a half? That is the mechanism's greatest unanswered question.